All right, ladies and gentlemen,
That was a
welcome
horrible
to
staff.
season 2,
Episode
episode
6. We should get an air horn. We
right.
should program this thing to do air horns instead.
No, that's not that. No. Okay, I'm just not even gonna press one.
We should just
Because there's no air horn. I thought about it. I was like, wait.
I think
there's
the
no
air horn's
horn.
in the other one.
Yeah. And you know what? I really wish we could use that new board.
Yeah.
Mainly because our professors want us to use that board. There's only 3 mics.
Yeah, that's tough.
And we have 4 people.
Hey, we could do this. We could be like, so Donovan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is going well. Wouldn't you say?
And then you just, I think so too.
You just want to jump in to have a question. Oh, I'm sorry, Owen. Did you have something?
Oh
No. But it was a pretty well action-packed week.
Yeah?
A couple of sports got going. As you obviously know,
rankings
from
came
the
out.
people. Well, yeah, rankings came out, but obviously, from the women's swim team that we interviewed last week, their
There's
season's
so
kind
many,
of getting into
yeah.
the groove. We also know bowling's getting into the groove.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let Owen take it away with the women's side of sports,
got a
everything
lot.
that kind of entailed. I
Compared
also
to
do
what-
for the men's side.
Oh, really?
But not
Okay,
as much.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, we'll start off with the rankings. So I'm gonna try something a little new. I'm gonna try to say
I'm
the
tearing
rankings,
off the
so,
label of this.
Oh, so you can put it on the
sponsored.
desk. All right, got it. All right, so for women's basketball, their preseason ranked as 12. So congratulations. I think the preseason basketball rankings came out as well for conference, and they're ranked second behind Marion. Going on across country, they are ranked 11th. For the golf team, women's golf, they are ranked 5th. Women's soccer team still holding strong at number 10 after their game against Spring Arbor.
Yeah.
The women's softball team is preseason ranked 6th.
Crazy? You
What?
want to know something crazy about our women's soccer team? When they played Spring Arbor, the goalie had 12 saves.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay,
Wow.
anyways,
Anyways.
the women's swim and dive team is ranked 7th. Women's tennis team finished their first half of the season ranked 5th. Volleyball has dropped a little bit, and they're ranked 17th, probably just from that little stretch that little hurdle that they hit in the middle of the season.
2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah, exactly. So going on to women bowling, we had Conference Player of the Week Amanda Kuros or Kuros. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name.
Only the Lord
Amanda.
knows.
But congratulations to her. So first meet, she catches the dub. Anyways, going on to they had something on October 7th we didn't talk about.
Whoops.
Yeah, so Crossroads League Bowling number 1 and 2, they bowled on October 7th and October 8th. They finished, they lost. They came 6 of 9 for both of those. And then we had the Cornerstone Classic October 15th this past Saturday, and we lost, placed 10 out of 13. But hey, we did get a Conference Player of the Week. So,
Yeah.
so that is really cool. So congratulations to them. Going on to women's soccer, we only had 2 games in this little stretch that we had. So first, we had October 12th was against Huntington University. It was senior night, so over at Iowa Soccer Field, dominated 3-0. Now going on to the matchup of the century, as a lot of people called it,
Matchup of the
against
season.
Spring Arbor University, number 3, this past Saturday. They traveled to Spring Arbor, so they were over in Michigan, and it was a tie. It ended in 0-0, and that quick stat that you said, the goalie, Spring Arbor's goalie, had 12 saves.
No,
or not
ours.
Spring Arbor.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And I think
yeah.
I saw and their goalie only had 2 saves. So
Yeah.
our goalie had a
9.
insane
Hope
day.
Stacker, 9
9.
saves. So yeah, that is pretty ridiculous. So congratulations to them. Obviously, there were no goals, so we don't have. Actually, I can get you. I want to get this update to see who's. We got to know
Mallory or Sarah.
who's leading. We got to know.
I think I'm gonna put my money on Sarah.
Well, of course.
She was winning by 2 last week.
Yeah, she still has 9, and Mallory has 7.
Oh.
Yeah. I do know Mallory got a really sick assist, though, during senior night. I know she posted something about that. I
Nice.
saw in her story on Instagram. Anyways, going on to women's swim and dive, they won 228-45. versus Aquinas College. So congratulations to them. Honestly,
Dog mentality.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's because they came on the pod. Anyways, going on to women's tennis team, women's tennis team. We had the ITA Cup NAIA National Championships, and we had two girls that were in doubles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but two girls, they were in the doubles match. Brienne Barger and Melanie Vexler.
Melanie DeVexler.
Oh, you say the D? DeVexler?
Yeah,
okay.
DeVexler, yeah.
Melanie DeVexler. Sorry, Melanie, my apologies. They went 1-2 during the week and hope to land between number 10 and 15 in the nation when their rankings came out after.
I need to ask them how they finished up. I don't know.
Yeah. Now going on to, but it was a cool trip. I did see a lot of stuff that Isaac put on his Instagram. There. Yeah. It's all right, Donovan. You can cry about it later. Anywho, going on to the volleyball team, they had 3 matchups from our last time we met. October 12th, the last Wednesday, they played Goshen College at Goshen College. Absolute domination, 3-0. Now going on to October 14th, this past Friday, they played over in Lucky Arena against St. Xavier University of Illinois, won that 3-1. And then they played Trinity Christian College of Illinois here in Lucky Arena this past Saturday and won that 3-0. So congratulations to them as well. And like I said, or like Donovan and I said before, I started talking about how people's seasons have been going so far, like the scores and stuff.
Yeah,
they did fall a little bit going into 17th, but they obviously are headed back on the right track after that loss to Mount Vernon. They're Vernon Nazarene. They're now 4-0 their last 4 games, winning them all pretty handily. They've only given up or dropped 2 sets, one in the Huntington game and then one in the Huntington match and then one in the St. X match. So congratulations to them. Hopefully they can continue. I'll talk about what they got going up because they do have some tough matchups coming up here soon to close out the season. So Donovan, what's going on with the men's?
Yeah, so for men's, I'll lead it off with the swim and dive. And as we learned last week, the reason why we always lose like 18 to 160 is because we only have one guy that's technically swimming on our team of 6. But for Hunter Conrad, he is the lone swimmer for the men. He actually did very well. So he did the 200-yard breaststroke, where he placed 2nd, and he also did the 200-yard free, where he placed 3rd. So he did a great job.
Yeah, that's really sick.
For him, which, I mean, I think you should be excited to see that your one swimmer is placing 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, definitely.
Next, I'll move on to men's bowling. So men's bowling, they also did the Crossroads League bowling way back on October 7th. They were 7.
Apologies to the bowling team again. Sorry about that.
The men's team were 7 out of 9.
Oh, good.
And then they went to Cornerstone University up in Michigan, where they placed 6th out of 14. So they were in the top 50%. And I'm pretty sure
I don't think we had a bowler of the week for the men's team.
One of them I thought was a bowler of the week. Here, let me check this real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't find it. But I do know one of them was the bowler of the week. Also, Chris Mace finished 5th overall at the tournament, and Shay Miller finished 9th overall at the tournament. So good job to those guys.
Dude, we're in the related videos. Sick.
Yeah, I know. I just saw that.
Dude, that's awesome.
I was like, huh?
Hey, if you want to link to our, or if you want to watch our podcast video, go to iWooWildcats.com, the athletic sports page, and apparently we are in the related videos on the side too. Sick. We've made it big.
We've really
we should get a sponsorship, dude. We should get a sponsorship.
We should get a sponsorship.
McCann.
They probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you're right.
I've heard they're kind of sticklers.
Oh, gross.
Next, I'll move on to
maybe Megan Ella will give us like free coffee for someone.
Yeah. So now, next I'll move on to men's tennis. What? Okay, this is this is so weird. It says Trey Thixton and Isaac Steiner are sophomores here.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny because they're seniors. So I'll move on to men's tennis. So Isaac and Trey, they qualified as doubles.
Yeah.
And so I was actually talking to Trey the other day. I think they went 2-1.
Oh,
in
nice.
their round robin matches, so it automatically had them playing for the top 8.
Okay.
They're going to be a top 8 doubles in the
Dude,
country.
Sweet. That's awesome.
And they won their first match in the top 8, and then they played, and then they lost. But they, after getting their seeding and everything, they ended up as the 5th team in the nation,
Dude,
5th doubles team in the nation.
The boys, congratulations.
Yeah, they had an awesome weekend for them.
Good for them.
Next, I'll move on to men's soccer. Men's soccer, you did the Mount Vernon one, right? No,
I did Huntington Spring Arbor.
Huntington men's soccer team lost in a offensive fury showdown.
Yeah.
It was 4-5 where they lost. And then they had a home match against Spring Arbor University this past Saturday. I actually got the joy of calling that game.
How was that?
Dude, let me just... Okay, so first half, Spring Arbor scores. I'm like... Oh. I was like, well, that sucks. Then, right after halftime, they score, like, in 5 minutes.
Oh, dude.
And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Out here calling a 2-0 game.
And so, literally, probably about, like, 20 minutes go by throughout this second half.
Yeah.
And it's just boring. Neither team's doing much. And then all of a sudden... we score in the 70th minute. And I was like, okay, we have some life.
Sick.
2 minutes later, we score again.
No way.
This is by Winter Cassius again. And then 2 minutes later, Brandon Igrungo scores. And then 8 minutes later, Gary Mills scores.
Dude, wow, that's crazy.
So wild.
I can just imagine you on the call just like,
I was like, another goal! But
4 in a row.
You literally saw this impenetrable wall of St. Francis
or Spring Arbor,
for Spring Arbor just vanish. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I was so confused.
Dude, sweet.
But I mean, we'll take it.
We're not complaining at all.
But yeah, it was a great win, and it was so like it was one of those games where, like, even the fans, like, when we went down 0-2, they were like, oh,
yeah,
here we go. Just kind of one of those crap losses that we felt like we were in it, but it's gonna look back because it looks like we're gonna lose 0-2, and all of a sudden we just hit one, and we hit another one. Then we hit another one, and then all of a sudden, all the fans were like, "Holy crap, we're doing this! We're doing this!" and so it was a wild finish.
Sick.
So it was awesome seeing them compete there, and then we'll move on to football. You guys are now sitting at 5-1 after this past victory you guys had against Lawrence Tech, where you guys played up in Southfield, Michigan. You guys won 35. You guys won 35-14. In my conversations, obviously with you, but with other friends I have on the football team, it felt like offensively just came out really flat.
Well, no, it's wrong.
Okay,
so
I'm sorry.
We came out really hot, and then literally in one drive we were.
Oh, okay.
Everyone that just got that noise, you're welcome. Literally, we score, like, defense gets us defensive ball. I think Donnie got a pick. Donovan Shilton, the dual sport athlete.
Dual sport athlete, baby.
But
Bowler.
he got a pick. We get the ball back. We go down, score pretty handily, I'd have to say. I mean, I think we're just, we all did our assignments really well and stuff like that. But, and then, dude, we just hit a wall right after that drive. We were 7-0. Then we score again in the second half, or in the second quarter, 14-0, nothing still. And we're like, dude, crap. We're like, are you kidding me? And we were like 14-0 at halftime. We get the ball back at half, 3-and-out. I was like, oh, dude, brother. And we're down a tackle. Our left tackle got hurt, so I got bumped out to right tackle. Bring in a Benzie Barth, the freshman, my boy, Barth, the polar bear. Bring him at right guard. And then we go 3-and-out. Obviously, I think Ben got hurt in the first. I think it was the first quarter he got hurt.
I wasn't watching at that point.
I feel bad. I can't remember. But yeah, he got hurt. And anyways, Zebarth came in. He did a great job. Proud of him. But anyways, 14-0 at half. Come out 3-and-out. Then they get the ball. They go down and score 14-7, and we're like, dang, we're in a dogfight now. Then guess what? We go and score. Make it 21-14. Then they score again, make it
21-14.
21-14, and we're like, we're still in a dogfight.
Oh.
And then we go 28-35, game over.
Yeah.
And they were both on not going to say the play name, but they were both on screens, and it was to
a certain
my
person.
side. It was me and Z-Barth. We got out in the flat.
And a certain person who's like one of the fastest wide receivers in the country caught it and just kind of took off.
Oh, yeah, that guy too. But
that guy
me
too.
and Z-Barth were out in the flat, blocking away, setting a wall up for that guy. No, for Jacques.
No, but like how freeing, how much
Oh, dude,
fun
I know
is
exactly what you're going to ask. It's awesome.
Is it just like just two 300-pounders just pull and just start running towards like corners and safeties.
We have and then knowing the fact that we have quite literally the fastest human being in the entire planet on our team, literally catching a ball and running behind us. And it's like, dude, if we just get to this outside shoulder and make the guy cut inside, Jacques will be 10 yards in front of us. And we're just like, bye, Jacques.
Bye.
Like, have fun partying in the end zone. I'm hyperventilating back here, but you go do that. No, but it's fun. It was good. It was good. But no, I mean, well, obviously, hey, I'll say it right here, right now. We'll hear about the game from the rest of the boys, or from two guys, two captains, two very big leaders on the team. One who's pretty sure Charlie is his fifth year. 5-year starter. Yeah, because he started pretty much most of his freshman year. He split time, but so pretty much a 5-year starter. Aaron, who's starting for his first time this year, but he was sitting behind arguably one of the best Mike linebackers in the country. So, I mean, he's got the mind of a guy who's been starting for 5 years, but this is his first year starting at Mike. Yeah. We got, one of the leaders of the offense, the leader of the defense. I'm really excited to get in this interview. So,
yeah. All right. Yes, we're going to send you guys on over to the interview portion. Then we'll end up our show doing a preview. So let's get around to the interview right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the interview portion of Wildcat Week. This is a take 2 for one of these guys in here. These guys are both football players. So we got super senior Charlie Hill and then just regular senior Aaron Harris, tight end, linebacker. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yes.
Great use of the applause, dude.
I know.
Great use of the applause.
We usually do a really good job.
I just want you to know Owen didn't do that last time. That was way cooler.
I know. I forgot. We were also having horrible issues with our connection with the mic, so I was the applause. I'm sorry, Charlie, was the last thing I was thinking about.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
No, but so Charlie, I gotta get the rabbit out of the hat first. So I'm a fan. I'm not a player with you guys. I always hear your dad.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What's up with Mr. Hill?
Yeah, undoubtedly that dude loves Iowa football about 10 times more than I do. I think that dude is going to be so sad when I'm finally done playing because he keeps telling me, he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my weekends anymore. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's like, what do I do? Go down to the local park district and like just yell at some referees every weekend and tell people to start the clock when they don't start playing it on time. He's like, I don't know what to do. He literally loves coming to the football games. I remember I sat with him one time at my brother's football game. Anytime the play went right, just leaned into me the entire way. Leaned into me the other way. I'm like, dude, like it is not that deep. So yeah, dude, he eats it up. He loves coming to the games and stuff. So he's wild and everyone can hear him for sure.
Absolutely. So you guys, this past week, you guys played Siena.
Dude, no.
Lawrence Tech.
Yeah,
that's right.
Good job.
What was it, 35-14, something like that? Kind of just take away from each of you guys, like how you guys played and everything like that.
You want to start since defense played well?
Yeah, so I think we started off hot, and we've been getting a lot better at that this year. And we kept making up big plays when we needed it on that first drive. They were kind of hitting a couple of big plays, but we got a turnover deep in the red zone. So that was huge. And then we kept making up those plays throughout the game. And then, of course, we came out of the half, and we gave up 2 quick scores right away. And it's a time like that we kind of had to refocus and recenter. And from there on out, we kind of got back to what we do and held it down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
What about you, Chuck?
Yeah. Offensively, I mean, obviously it wasn't, the standard we set ourselves to, as our coaches say all the time. Definitely in the first half, too, defense set it up like a ton of times with a bunch of great turnovers, and we didn't capitalize. And it was just like shooting ourselves in the foot. we had like bad snaps, drop footballs, just weren't making the plays we were supposed to, stuff like that. MAs is missed assignments. We're just like, obviously that can't happen. So it definitely just wasn't the game we were looking for. We finished strong in the fourth quarter. I think we had like 14 unanswered points. We responded well anytime defense gave up a score, which obviously only 2 scores.
That was clutch too.
We came back and scored both times, kind of like switching momentum and stuff like that, which is obviously really big. But definitely hoping to play like more of a complete game offensively and stuff like that, and really get up to the level the defense is playing, because they're piggybacking us a little bit here. So,
dude, yeah.
So Aaron, I remember, because you play linebacker, right?
Yeah.
So I remember hearing, because I was at home on fall break when you guys played Marion at Marion, and they were talking about how I think there's 7 defensive stars that are seniors or like super seniors, graduates. How has that kind of been able these last 4 years, just getting able to get to know everyone better and this coming all together to being a dominant defense?
Yeah, just like you said, being with these guys for 4 years is huge. It just brings together a different aspect of a defense that you couldn't get through practice and just play calling and scheme. So I think we have an advantage with that, just knowing each other that much better. And it's just that much more fun to go out there with those guys every week and every day in practice too. So I think it brings an extra little bit of juice every day.
Yeah, my favorite guy on Marion was number 2 on defense, because he had his little back plate. It said "gang gang" on it in like bubble letters, and I was like,
that was the guy that was talking trash to Ben the whole game.
That's funny you said he was your favorite, because he was my least favorite by far.
Well, as in like
for
the guy just kind of like
purposes.
comedic release. Like he was just funny because you just saw the gang gang on the back plate, and it was just Marion's just always
that fit his personality quite a bit too. He liked to talk a lot. He was very obnoxious.
Yeah. So who offensively? Give me one name, and then defensively, give me one name. The talkers for us.
Okay, you don't have to ask Charlie who the talker is, because it's literally him.
I like to see. Here's the thing. My big thing is like nowadays, like this year, I'm like, this is my last year ever. Yeah. Like previously, I was like, if I say something and I get under this guy's skin, he's gonna be sitting there for a year, be like, that number 49 guy. I'm not gonna forget about that. See, but now I'm like, I'm gone after this. So anything I say, if we win, I'm like, I'll let him hear about it a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to see him ever again. So
absolutely,
I feel bad for all the young guys who are going to come in next year and just they're gonna get the wrath that I set up for them.
Whoever wears 49 next year.
Yeah, Micah Roberts is going to come out. This guy's switching linebacker.
No, not the comboy.
Start smoking him.
Not Micah.
But go ahead. You can go ahead, Aaron, who lights it up on defense a little bit.
Definitely Devin Bacchus.
Of course.
That's without question. I can't even get the plays to him sometimes because he's too busy talking to the refs, sideline, dancing. He's always doing something. So 100% him. He came in and just started with all that juice too.
Yeah. So Aaron, you were at number 10. Did you switch numbers?
Yeah. So I actually came in here as a freshman with number 52.
That's
Never
right,
actually
yeah.
wore it in a game.
Oh wow.
So I switched to 37, and then I was 37 for freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and then I switched to 10.
Okay. Very interesting. Because, so many people on the defense have changed their numbers last year, this year. Yeah. It took me, probably a solid 2 games as a fan just be like, who made that play?
I think half of our D-line changed to single digits.
Yeah.
Like Gardy, Woff did.
Yeah. Owen, do you have any questions?
Yeah, well,
you're like on the football team.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I didn't want to insert my 2 cents when. Yeah, so Charlie, you and Coach T have this running joke at practice every day, or on Friday, the walkthrough, that if you get a touchdown catch, he doesn't. Yeah, Coach T doesn't have to talk to your dad, or is it does?
No, he gets to talk.
He gets to talk to your dad. Yeah,
because apparently my dad just won't talk to him if I don't score.
Yeah. So right now, as we have it, you have 52 yards in the season. So hey, that's pretty sick.
I had 5 last year. So
the best part about it is you're averaging 10 yards a catch. So I mean, hey, every catch you get is probably going to be a first down. So I guess just being a tight end, being one of those, because think about it, Charlie. You're a receiver, you're a skinny guy, but you're also a dirtbag. You're an O-lineman. So, I guess, how do you balance that? Just having these 2 competing, offensive mindsets every day.
Should I go? I might toot Coach T's horn a little bit here. He put this. He always tries to he used to be the tight ends coach at Indiana. No, not Indiana. It wasn't.
Wheaton.
We go here at Wheaton, where I'm originally from.
Yeah.
And he was a tight ends coach there, and he had this like their mission statement or whatever. And he's always like, dude, the tight ends for 2013 at Wheaton, Illinois were dogs. He's like, you're not a dog. I'm like, dude, whatever, bro. I'm like, D3 football players, and they're probably pretty good. Don't get me wrong, Wheaton's always good. But so he printed out like their mission statement, like this whole thing, and put it in my locker. So I like jokingly, like, I put it up on my locker, and he always says this one line, and it's like, he's like, this is the best line I've ever written. He's like, the tight ends will be the foundation of offensive success and the arsenal of offensive scoring. And it's the corniest thing ever, dude. So I always say that all the time. But no, so that's like one thing, I got to be the foundation of offensive success and get the offense going. And then I can be the arsenal at times too, where I get to score. But I would just say mostly I have the mindset of blocking. And then, every once in a while I'll get my number called and I'll catch a wind-up and touchdown.
With one hand.
Hey, blind squirrel finds a nut.
Literally, dude, the best photo of the year, dude, is this one-handed catch.
I wasn't at that game.
Dude, I know you were too busy filming the
Women's
best tennis team in the country.
Best tennis team in the country, but
Aaron, kind of going off of Charlie and going towards you is, I mean, you're the Mike linebacker, you're the guy that calls the plays for the defense. How has that role? Because I mean, last year, you were an outside linebacker last year, right? Because it was Peyton Marksberry.
I was just behind him.
You were under, because I did know you got some playing time last year a little bit, and so I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. But how has that been? Obviously having someone like Peyton Marksberry, who was like a 4-year starter by the end of time he graduated here. How is that? Being able for your 3 years before that, having to have him as a mentor and really see the way that he operated. And then going into this year, this being your senior year, and obviously you wanting to do what he did and maybe more.
Yeah. So he obviously set a great example. He would always be the one to do something right. And for the longest time, we've had a complicated defense ever since Coach Clark got here, and then now with Bayer. So there's a lot of things that are just very complex to do, and we couldn't do it for a while. And Peyton really came out and just showed that and led the way and set a good example for everyone, including myself. So his leadership on the field and his play style have just completely cleared the game for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. And like you kind of mentioned about, Coach Clark originally, and now Coach Bayer. And, with Charlie, you this being your 5th year, both of you guys have been through a good amount of coaching changes, whether it was your coach or a coach you just really got along with. But I mean, both of you actually have gone through coaching changes. You with Coach Josh Sharon, who's now at Trinity College, correct? Division III school?
No, it's
Lawrence. Yeah, Lawrence. And then obviously Coach Clark was your defense coordinator. He's now at Austin Peay. So just how was that, kind of going, obviously these guys recruited you, these are, your coaches, and then mid-season they just, or mid-off season, they might just leave and go somewhere else. I mean, it's the name of the game, but how has that transition been to you for, for those going through that coaching change and having someone else come in and, try and not start over new, but also, try and implement their way into, your room.
You can probably start with that because you've had a defensive coordinator change. That's about bigger of a difference, I feel like.
Yeah, but keeping it in-house, with somebody who's already on the staff is huge. So we're very fortunate to have that and not have somebody come in and completely clean slate our defense. So that's huge. And we've also retained a lot of players, and I know on offense, players going into the coaching, and that's huge just for camaraderie and just their understanding of the offense and defense as well. So,
yeah. I would definitely say the same thing because we've only had in-house guys as well. Yeah. So, I originally had Coach Sharon. I coached Blair for a year, who was our quarterback, obviously, for my first 2 years.
Yeah, 2019 was his graduating year.
Yeah. And now we have, Coach Rufner. So I would definitely say the biggest change was definitely with Coach Rufner. He implemented, like, a lot of new stuff. And at first we, butt heads on it because it was a lot of different change, and it was totally different from what I'd done the last 4 years. So it was definitely very odd, trying these new techniques when the stuff I had done before, obviously worked to a point, obviously where it got me to where I was now. So I'm like, why are we changing if it's not broken? But he was just kind of like implementing things that could take us to the next level. And I think it really has, and it's worked out. And I hate saying that because, well, he probably won't listen to this. So no one has to tell myself
Unless
that.
we make it a highlight and he'll see it on my Instagram or something.
Yeah, don't do that.
I should do it.
No.
All right, I'll think about it.
Yeah, don't fire him up too much. Otherwise, I'll hear about it.
I got a big head.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
already has a big enough head. So.
Exactly. So he doesn't need any more of that. So
Yeah.
I would definitely say, it's obviously a transition because every coach has
Of
things
course,
they think
yeah.
work for them, and you implement that, and it's a weird thing at first with meshing, but eventually you kind of find a common ground, and it usually starts to work, and it has so far with Coach Rufner. So.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, especially with the way that our schedule is, and I mean, the fact that these players are now becoming coaches, like for you, and then, these coaches are in-house coaches, like Coach Byer becoming a defensive coordinator. I think they really understand, like, the strength of our schedule and, that, the way we've been playing has worked against these guys. So, I mean, we should probably keep it the exact same.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I guess as someone, once again, as an outsider fan perspective, I know, like, when it comes to season, you guys aren't doing much for, like, kind of like hitting each other, like, when it comes to practices. But I'm kind of interested, like, what's, like, the lifting habits of the team compared to, like, off-season compared to in-season?
I'll definitely say the biggest difference when it's like lifting is just the fact of, like, especially guys who are playing a lot, like, you're hurting like all the time.
Your percentages go
yeah.
from like 70 to like 30,
Yeah.
maybe.
You're like going in every day. You're like, okay, I can do this. I can't do this because this body part hurts. I can't do this. No, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing for me. Is like I'm going in there and a lot of this. Like obviously I've been around long enough, so if there's something I can't do, I kind of just like find something to supplement that. I think I have like the trust of the coaches to be able to do that just because. I've got like every different body part that hurts most of the time, especially after games and stuff. But I mean, overarchingly, we lift Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Friday, obviously, day before the game is just like to get your body moving, so you're not like just stale like all day and not doing anything. Wednesday is our big lift day. Monday is kind of just like a lift we do like after the game and everything, and after a day that we're still lifting and getting back into the swing of things. So it's definitely a lot less intense, but I feel like our coaches do a good job of it and keeping us healthy and everything. But Aaron, anything else you want to add?
Well, I think it's kind of a big mentality thing. You walk in on, especially Wednesday, like you said, it's our heavier day, and it's kind of like, do I really want to do this? Is this gonna make me? Is this gonna make me too sore for the game?
Yeah.
There are plenty of lifts that do that, but like you said, I think our coaches do a good job of choosing the right percentages and choosing the right exercises to help to keep us healthy, get us stronger, while not also becoming too fatigued for the game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So for the walk, we've all because last semester we had Luke and Tristan on, but for the walk from the rec to the locker room, what's the song that you guys put on?
Charlie said this on his on the last episode that got
Yeah. See, I don't have during that I usually play like that's still. I think at that point I might start turning on like my pregame playlist.
Yeah.
Like that's the point I'll like maybe flip it on. You know what I mean? Like I'll start playing like the actual stuff to get me hyped up. Because last time we had like what was our number one pregame song? I think is what we said. Like the song we
Yeah.
Mine would definitely be Blood on the Leaves. That song gets me gassed up, bro. Like Kanye West. That song gets me so fired up, dude. Yeah, I like every single time right before I go out, I have to play that. And then that's it for me. But
He walked up to me in the locker room that Saturday after we filmed it. And he was like, "Owen, look."
I was like, bro.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron?
Every time, One by Metallica. Every time.
That's a great
It's
choice.
the perfect length from the rec to the field that it gets to the super fast, super heavy metal part right when you're on the field. It's just sick every single time. Every
Really?
time.
You actually have like a song you play in the walkover?
Yep.
You probably like because do you have a song you play in the
I
walkover?
cue my country playlist.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very mellow walkover. I usually will cue like my pregame playlist. Like, I think probably when I start getting dressed. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably after that song I kind of like mellow it back down, and then I go back to the pregame.
Yeah.
But it's just perfect for it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
How is it? I mean, because I know obviously how my brain works during game days and stuff like that. But how is it for you? Like, are you a big guy that's like the whole day you're just here? Or do you gradually climb up to it, or what? Like, or like you said, like the way your music goes, is it here and then goes up and then down and then back up again? Like, how is game days for you guys?
I feel like I have a good ability to do that. Bring myself to the moment when it's necessary. Although I take a lot of precautions and things to do beforehand, like listening to music and getting my body ready. But I don't have to like get myself as soon as I wake up. I don't need to be in the game mindset. Although I know it's coming, I get myself ready. I know how to handle myself.
Yeah, I would definitely say, I don't know. I feel like just because I've been to like around so many like games, you know, I've played in so many, and Aaron, you've gotten ready for so many games. You probably feel the same exact way. Yeah. Like you go to like, you know, breakfast at Baldwin, when you go through all these meetings, like I'm very low. Like that's my thing I always think about. I'm like on game days, I'm like, all right, I might be joking around a little bit too much for like this early in the day. You know what I mean?
No,
like
100% agree.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, it is still a game. Like I should maybe start locking a little bit. But I feel like once I start like actually getting my stuff on, and I've got some pregame rituals I do all the time, you know what I mean? And did stuff like that. And once I start getting that stuff, you know, like start going, then I really start getting fired up. And like once we get the pads on and we like start going through warm ups, I'm pretty animated. Yeah. So
I guess my question is, you know, this Saturday is homecoming. Like you're probably gonna see ex-players that will come back. I guess what will it kind of be for you guys? Because this will probably be like one of the first years where you actually see a lot of guys that graduated last year, like maybe come back for the game. What's it going to be like for you guys to like kind of play in front of them one more time?
I think we just got to put a show on. I mean, these guys have built the program. A lot of the guys who just graduated were part of the first 50, so we just got to represent them well. And it doesn't change anything about the game plan, obviously, but you know, it just adds to the hype.
Yeah. I don't think about it too much. Obviously, you know of like a few guys who come back. But it's definitely one of those things where, you know, after the game, it's super cool seeing them. You know, I mean, you have a win and everything like that. And you definitely, I mean, I can think about it, you know, obviously I'm not even in their shoes yet. But I mean, when I come back, I mean, that'll be a super cool experience. And obviously I'll, you know, be really into the game and wanting a Wildcat win. So being able to do that for them is definitely really cool. Obviously, you know, we've got a lot bigger goals than just winning the game for some old alumni that come back. Yeah. Middle of the game, I'm not thinking about how Evan Nelson and his whole family up in the stands, which he will be this weekend. But
yes.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool that you know, they're coming back and watching the game and everything. So
yeah, totally. What do you think? I guess my question is just because I mean, you know, I keep saying it. I know like what I think about stuff, but you know, kind of I guess from y'all's perspective is, you know, going into a season, especially with the way last year, how last year was, you know, we dominated. I mean, it's just straight up. When we dominated, obviously we had that one little fluke against Concordia. And I mean, I guess the kind of one little fluke against St. Francis that we got lucky with. Shout out to the GOAT, BBG. But I guess, you know, how going into the way last year ended going into this year for both of you, was there those high expectations of success? Because I mean, obviously, you know, you always want to do well. Or did you guys think maybe that like, oh, you know, there was a couple guys we lost, like I'm a little worried, like, or were you guys just kind of like, you know, we got this year, like I think we're gonna have a better shot this year than we did last year?
I definitely think offensively there were definitely some question marks because we lost like significant amount more than the defense did, to the point where I was like, oh crap, like we might actually have to throw the ball to me. Like, that's not good. If we gotta start throwing the ball to me, like, that's how you know we're in a bad spot. You know what I mean?
Hey, it hasn't gone too bad this year. So.
Yeah, you know. But I'd definitely rather throw it to Jacques and Cal and stuff like that. So. But I feel like we got the guys in summer camp, and a lot of them were here over the summer. Mm-hmm. And you kind of start messing with them. You're like, all right, these guys are kind of dogs. And I definitely think it was a slow build because, you know, Valpo wasn't the greatest thing. But I think it was one of those things where, you know, slowly, just kind of like throughout the season, I'm like, okay, like, you know, we've definitely got a group of guys who can do this. And,
of course.
And I don't even think we're close to like the peak of offensive football right now.
Which is wild to say.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously we're in a good spot. So I definitely think it was a thing where I definitely had some question marks. I'm not gonna lie, just because, you know, we had some positions that had question marks, but I think, you know, the guys we brought in quickly filled those. So
yeah.
Aaron, how about defense?
I guess I would say our just overall mentality is that we're just constantly getting better, no matter who's in, from game to game, year to year. But just like he said, we're not at our best, and the good thing is we have so much time to get there.
Of course.
So we're always looking forward to stacking another great performance on top of the weeks that we keep playing. So just constantly getting better has just been our theme.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think a really cool fact about you guys is, when we were all freshmen, you were a year older than us. So like when I came in as a freshman, I was like, yeah, we're a new team. Like we weren't even ranked our freshman year. My freshman year, I'm sorry for you. But like I remember like at that time, like the biggest win ever was against number 14 Siena Heights.
Yeah.
Like, how has it been for you guys to be a part of this ride? And Owen, you can answer the question too, to go from a team that was 2 years in, unranked, don't know where you're going to be, to now sitting at number 5 in the country for the second week straight.
Yeah, I definitely think it's wild. I haven't been here for 5 years, and it was kind of like one of those things. I remember my freshman year, and we were sitting there, and I had no idea what the conference was even about, because technically my freshman year we hadn't even joined it, even though it was our first season, and everyone's like, oh yeah, like you got Marion, a really good team, and you got St. Francis, really good, and all these other schools, and it was just kind of like one of those things where I was like, oh man, like it seems so far away. It was like one of those things we would like watch clips of them. I remember the first time we played St. Francis, first time we played Marion, and I'm like watching these games, and these guys are ranked, and it just seemed like something that was so like far for us, and it seemed like I'm like, oh man, like that's just wild, having these huge games where they're playing these ranked football games and winning conference and all that stuff. And I remember like I was just kind of sitting there, and I remember I reflected on it earlier this season, and Coach Langs is like, we win this out, we're the number 5 team right now. We went out, like, we're conference champions. It kind of hits you like all of a sudden, like, holy crap, like we're finally, at that point that seems so unobtainable, like, just 2 or 3 years ago. So it's definitely been a crazy ride, seeing how it happened and everything like that, because there's definitely lots of ups and downs within there. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been really, really cool.
Yeah. I would definitely say when I was a freshman, and definitely in a less glorified role than I am now, I guess I could just feel the mentality was like, especially after those close games with Marion and St. Francis, we're like, we can do it, we almost can do it, but will we do it? And then we go into the COVID year, and then we come out last year, and then we start winning these games huge, and we're like, okay, we're actually doing this. We got to go. Like you said, Coach Langs makes it clear what's in front of us, and every week it's in front of us. So just getting that overall mentality throughout the team has been huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have to agree, because, I mean, it's hard to look at our schedule and be like, I mean, I can maybe pick out maybe 3 games that we're like, okay, yeah, we should definitely win those games. Because, I mean, you even look at a game like last week, like Lawrence Tech, like, yeah, we won by 21, 35, 14. But, like, Lawrence Tech isn't a bad team. No. Like, they're not. Like, they have a quarterback who's arguably one of the best quarterbacks in our conference. Their defensive line is really good for who they have. I mean, some of the, like, and that's like a middle team in our conference. Right. Mm-hmm. And then you got the top dogs like Marion, Concordia, St. Francis, and then like Siena Heights, who it's like, even if those teams like Concordia, who's having an off year, like they're still going to give us our best, which is kind of crazy to say, because it's like, 2 years ago we were this little IWU team that people look down on, and then like now it's like, oh, we got to step it up. It's IWU. Like, IWU's coming to town, or we got to go play into Marion. And so I think it's
dog Taylor every year.
Yeah, well, was one of the 3 games.
Hey, don't be hating on Taylor.
Hey, Taylor beat Concordia this weekend.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, 24-21. You didn't hear about that?
Some respect on Taylor's name.
Yeah, wow. Dude. Yeah, so
on Upland's name, I should say.
Yeah, Upland. Yeah, we can't give him that much respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's crazy, because it's like, I remember when I came on my visit, and they were like, what were you guys, my senior of high school, what was y'all's final record? 7-3. 7-3. Yeah. I remember you guys finished 7-3, and I was like, I came in my visit, and I was like, what would it take for you guys to like make the playoffs? And they were like, oh, well, we would probably had to go on like 10-0, like seriously, and like beating like the Concordia and Siena is the 2 teams you guys played, right?
Yeah, our freshman year was Concordia and Siena.
And so like we would have probably had to go on 10-0 and like beat those 2 teams. Yeah. And like I was like, oh, okay, gotcha. And then so I was kind of like coming in. I was like, dang. I was like, hopefully we can win a natty, like put it up. And then like, I mean, last year obviously, besides with the way everything ended, but like, I mean, we were right there. And then like this year, literally we're back to the spot. Like last year, it took forever to get to number 5, and we've been here for 2 weeks in a row now, which is wild. I mean, we lost a game and went up to 13th, which was the running joke for like 2 weeks on the podcast.
Crazy thing is, if we handle business And even if we win out by 100 points every game, we'll still be at 5.
Oh yeah, because
Right
it's
away.
all these Iowa teams that are in the top.
The 1 through 4 is so set, bro.
I know, dude, it's ridiculous. Like I remember, I think it was Grandview played their like big rivalry game this weekend or something like that for like a cup, like something like how Marion and St. Francis play for like their like little game. Yeah,
you just call it a little game.
Little game.
Dude, I hope no one from St. Francis or Marion here.
Yeah,
Whatever. That little game that they played, where
yeah.
it used to be like literally the national championship every year.
But no, like they played like this big game, like Grandview, and like I was like, oh, dude, hopefully this rivalry team can beat them, and then like they got Grandview just like beat the crap out of this team, and I was like, I think it was Dort or something like that, and I was like Dort, and I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
I think our best chance is when Grandview and Marion or Morningside meet up at the end of the year.
I thought they already did.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they played like week 1. That's why the team
Oh.
is it are they in
Northwestern
4?
that meets up
Yeah,
with them?
Northwestern plays Morningside every year.
Oh,
And they played like week 1. That's why Northwestern's 4, but they have one
really?
loss. They just lost to Morningside.
Yeah.
It was a close game, and then both of them just played the rest of their conference and wax all of them and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Because it sucks. Because it's like literally every week for us is just like a dogfight. It's like these teams are like, all right, we got 2 games, and then we can kind of just coast.
Yeah.
And I say coast very lightly because
I
they
don't-
probably take it seriously.
Yeah,
but
I don't know the conference super well, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Charlie, you're from Wheaton. Aaron, where are you from?
Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne.
Yep.
So what was
Homestead
it?
High School.
Homestead High School.
Respect on it.
Wow.
Put some respect on it.
So what was it like for you guys getting recruited? Like, was it different for you, like, because like most of the coaching staff's from Wheaton, or was it kind of like, I don't know, similar?
No, it was definitely different because, Coach T, first off, he went to my high school. So I used to always see like Coach T's all conference picture. It was like above like one water fountain. And I remember I came back from my visit one day and I saw it and I was like, wait, I'm like, Eric Terrazas. I'm like, I think I know who that is. And like put 2 and 2 together, even though I'd looked at it for like the last like 3 years. And then Coach Aldrin was actually my student teacher my junior year of high school because he went to Wheaton College and my dad had known like Coach Langs a little bit because he worked at Wheaton College. So it was definitely different because there was like all those connections and stuff. And my dad had known Coach Aldrin as well. So my dad definitely really, really wanted me to go to I Will. That was like the big thing was, we went on the visit and that was like his number 1 school that he wanted me to go to. So that like obviously
He's been
played
invested since day one.
yeah, that played like a key part into it. So yeah, it was definitely different. Obviously like going on that visit and having that connection there. Obviously, and my dad wanted me to go there, and I was super pissed when I did finally commit to IWU because I was like, frick, my dad was right. Like, I committed here. I was like, dang it, this is supposed to be my decision. And my dad, I literally went where my dad wanted me to go, but I'm happy I'm here now. So obviously, as you can tell, I'm here for my 5th year. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Aaron?
Well, I had a lot of preceding people from my school, and like Hunter Terrell, Evan Elson, Jeff Bilbrey.
Some dogs
DC
right there,
Mickey.
man.
Yeah,
DC,
yeah.
GOAT.
just all those guys kind of paved the way, and that made me interested, as I'd assume anybody would be, if you had that many people go there. So that kind of sparked my interest, and then I started going to the camps, getting involved with the coaches, and then it was pretty simple from there on out, and it was a clear decision for me. So not as much complex intricacies as you had, but it was unique.
Yeah.
Tell me Coach Sharon wasn't your student teacher, your junior.
Oh,
Dang, man.
they didn't have that.
How okay, and you kind of mentioned Coach Sharon, but who has been the biggest impact in y'all's career here? Just with obviously getting you here and obviously, your time here, whether past or present.
Yeah, I would definitely say it was definitely Coach Sharon, like my original years of being here. Just kind of like brought me under his wing a little bit. Obviously through the first couple of years I was here, really developed me. We went through a lot together, and it was a really cool experience being with him. Have to give it out to Coach Clark. He definitely put a lot of time within me, in the weight room, which was really big in my development and stuff like that. And then obviously having Coach T as our offensive coordinator for 5 years has been super cool. Being able to have the same OC that whole entire time has helped us a ton. So he's definitely helped me out a lot as well. So I'd probably throw it out to those 3.
I would definitely say Coach Clark and Coach Byer. Coach Clark was always pushing everybody on this defense to be a better person, a better player, and you got to pay respect to that. And Coach Byer, he's just been my position coach for these 4 years and now the DC. So being under his wing, he was always able to, amidst all the chaos, he was always able to give us things just straight up, just the meat and potatoes, as he would say. So, and treat us like adults. He also says that a lot, but it's true. He just gives it to us straight up and doesn't sugarcoat anything, and I like that about him. And he's very honest. So, that's what you look for in somebody who's trying to coach you.
Yeah.
Certainly does not sugarcoat anything.
No.
Definitely straight to the point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's been pretty much time. So this week you guys have St. Francis, right?
Yeah, you got that right. Good job.
I got that right. It's been a long week for me. It's Tuesday. But yeah. So anything else? Do you have one last question, or are you good?
No, yeah, I'm all good. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for taking a week, time out of your day to be here.
It's been a long week.
Yeah. So yeah, as I said earlier, Charlie Hill plays tight end. He wears number 49.
Makes sick catches and
big talker.
cool blocks. Lots of chip blocks this week.
Heck yeah, bro. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't hear that.
It comes out. It comes out Saturday. It comes out Saturday.
Yeah, you're good. And then Aaron, number 10, Mike linebacker. Got the
captain of the
voice
defense.
of the defense.
Of course.
100%. All right. So we're going to send it into the preview
Yeah, let's do
section.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
And let's go. All right. So we are back out of the
Yes,
interview.
dude, that was fun.
Owen,
Good interview.
it was fun.
Yep.
I always love talking. I've had the
Occasional
time
interactions.
the occasional interactions with Charlie so far this school year,
It's
just from
single-handedly
eating
greatest
lunch
thing
with him
ever.
every now and then. He's goofy.
Yeah, dude, he's a goofball.
He's just goofy.
Chuck's a goofball.
Chuck a
Yeah,
goofball.
so.
It was also nice to learn about his dad and why his dad is just the most insane football fan there is.
No, most insane IWU football fan there is too.
Well, I just think he's a man that loves football.
Dude, hey, he really is. Shout out to Papa Chuck.
Like, I love football, but he just loves football on a different level compared to me.
Yeah, and his son plays.
And his
too,
son
so
plays.
That adds a
And,
little extra spice
And
into
yeah,
it.
when your son has been like a 4 or 5 year starter for a program, I think you're gonna be a big fan of that.
Oh,
team
100%.
too.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But yeah, Owen, go ahead, get us started with
Yeah,
some preview of the sports this upcoming and homecoming week.
Yes, dude. Okay, so it's homecoming week for the Wildcats, but sadly the bowling team will not be here. They will be over in Canton, Michigan, over at Super Bowl Lanes. They
Super
will be
Bowl
at the American Heartland Bowling Association number 1. Not really sure what the number 1's for. But that's their that's not this weekend. That's October 29th. But anyways, this is their most not recent, but this is their soonest event. Yeah, upcoming event. So that will be October 29th, Saturday. Now going into what would be homecoming weekend. Oh, sadly, women's soccer team won't be here. They will be at University of St. Francis of Fort Wayne, while the football team's down here. And am I right? But tell me if the St. Francis soccer team will be here as well. They will.
Men's, yeah.
So it looks like it's a St. Francis versus Iowa kind of day on Saturday. So good luck to the women's soccer team. Now going on to the swim and dive team. They will be over at Purdue, actually, at the Indiana Intercollegiate Invitational, October 22nd, this Saturday, over in West Lafayette, because I am from Louisiana, so I will say West Lafayette. Now going on to women's volleyball, they have 3 matchups, so finally some multiple games in a week. We got Bethel on Wednesday, at Bethel University in Mishawaka, Indiana. Bethel is not ranked or receiving votes. Then we got University of St. Francis on Friday. Dude, it's a St. Francis versus Iowa weekend. Goodness gracious.
Wow.
That will be over in Fort Wayne though. And then for homecoming weekend here at home at 4 p.m. So kind of at the end of our game, right before the soccer game, they will be playing against number 12 Taylor University. So good luck to them. Taylor is the highest ranked team in our conference right now. Marion actually fell to 15, probably after a loss. I want to know what happened, but anyways,
probably lost to Taylor.
Yeah, dude. So anyway, oh yeah, that makes sense. So anyways, Taylor is now ranked 12th. So I mean, congratulations to Taylor. But But anyway, so good luck to the girls over in Lucky Arena this Saturday at 4 p.m. and those other 2 games. Now going on to the women's cross country team, they will be at the NAIA Great Lakes Challenge over in Grand Rapids, Michigan, home of some of my good friends like Ben Farrell and Micah Visser, and my roommate Chase Bradman, of course, can't forget about him. And Caden Curry, two of my roommates over at their home, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Anyways, so it's I think Aquinas is holding it or hosting it. So it's the NAIA Great Lakes Challenge. And now with the final coming up. So right now we don't have any results, but the women's golf team is over at TPC Deer Run Invitational over in Silvis, Illinois. Rounds 1 and 2 were yesterday. Round 3 is today. No results yet, so that's why I'm talking about it in the preview, because we will have the results in the next episode. But coming up next Monday and Tuesday, they will be in the Crossroads League preview over in Laconia, Indiana at Chariots Run Golf Course. Round 1 will be on Monday, and round 2 will be on Tuesday. So just a 2-round event. But Donovan, I'm going to quit out Safari. That's all for me tonight for the preview. What about you?
So I'll start off with golf. They didn't have anything yesterday and today.
Okay.
Men's golf will be doing something next Monday and Tuesday.
Gotcha, okay.
That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
They'll be in Laconia, Indiana, for the Chariot Run Golf Course.
It's the same thing.
Oh, they'll also be
conference
the
preview.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Conference preview. So they'll be over there next week. Next, I'll move on to men's bowling. As Owen said earlier, for women's bowling, it'll be in 2 weeks at the American Heartland Bowling Association in Canton, Michigan. Super Bowl lanes. Wow.
I know. Pretty sick.
Can you imagine that? The
Sorry,
Super
I'm
Bowl
yawning.
lanes. Next, I'll move on to men's swim and dive, where they will also be competing at Purdue this Saturday at the Indiana Intercollegiate Invitational.
Not they, he.
That's true.
He is him.
He
is him.
is him.
What's his name again?
Hunter Conrad.
Hunter Conrad is him.
Yeah, Hunter Conrad is him for our men's swim team.
Yes.
And then men's cross country will also be at the NAIA Great Lakes Challenge on this Saturday up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, home of Ben Farrell, Micah Visser, Chase Bradman, and
Caden Curry.
And
like literally half our football team.
Like half our football
Grand
team.
Rapids, Michigan.
And then for men's soccer, they will be playing University of St. Francis here in Marion. It will be their senior night that they will celebrate as well.
Oh, good. Cool.
And then for football, we will be playing at home. It'll be
Against the
homecoming
Cougars.
2022 against the University of St. Francis Cougars. A guy that went to my high school had just graduated this past year as a freshman on that football team.
Probably sucks.
Yeah, well, he plays wide receiver.
Probably sucks.
Probably does. I'm going to see if I can pull up a goofy picture.
We actually have a kid who used to go here, transferred because of injuries, healed from those injuries because he thought he wasn't going to, so he transferred and now plays receiver at St. Francis. Leighton Mitchell. I like Leighton though a lot. He texts me not every once in a while, but he'll text me occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, good kid, but hey, he's on St. Francis, so he's the enemy.
Oh, he's the enemy.
He's the
They
enemy.
lost to Marion this past week, 37-10.
Yeah, but a little look back at that, and
I'm not gonna go look back at it.
but no, because
Look back.
it was
at
what was it? It was a close game, pretty much the whole game, and then Marion kind of cracked it open, and then they had a pick six to close the game out. Yeah,
that's awful.
I know.
Oh, is he not? Oh, I bet he's.
Redshirted. Well, he should be on the roster even if he's redshirted.
Oh yeah, he's number 15, 6'5" freshman.
Oh
He's a
my
big
gosh,
boy.
he's 6'5".
Mhm.
Okay,
He's a big
maybe
guy.
He doesn't suck.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, good for him. No, hey, college football pretty sick. Too bad they're gonna lose.
Too bad they're gonna lose
Knock on wood.
to us. So it was 7-7 in the first quarter, 7-3, 7-0, and then 16-0. Yeah,
had a fat fourth.
yeah, that was pretty good for St. Francis until we
Yeah.
got to the fourth quarter. Owen, what are your predictions? Obviously, you think
Dubs.
you're gonna
Dubs,
come away with a win.
Dubs.
Would you say is there anything in particular maybe that you guys been seeing in practice?
Yeah,
Where
offense
you
just needs to
guys
have a good
can
game.
Offense just needs to have a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, we really kind of know what the defense is going to be like. I mean, unless something really is out of sync with our defense, I mean, they're going to be holding them to very minimal points.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think defensively. I mean, we kind of talked with Aaron about it, but defensively, actually, no, we didn't. Oh crap, we didn't ask them what they thought about this week. Anyways, yeah, no, but I mean,
no, I think I asked him about it.
you did? Okay, I can't.
I think
remember.
I asked him. I think it was one of the first questions I asked.
Yeah. Anyways, defense. Defense. I think this week defense will be good. They have some guys that are returning. Their offensive line's pretty solid. They usually always do have a decent offensive line. But I just think the way our defense is schemed up, I'm pretty sure we'll have a pretty solid day. Yeah. But offensively, their D line is good, but they have one really good D end who Isaac Abeyo, our DN, was he was an all conference DN, and then the other first team all conference DN is St. Francis.
That guy.
So your boy playing tackle this week. You need to have a good week of practice.
Have to deal with him.
Yeah. But I'm excited though. I'm excited. Yeah. It's gonna be a good matchup. Hopefully, when my parents are watching this on their ride home from our game on Monday, it's off of a dub. So yeah.
Oh, your parents are coming up this weekend?
Yeah, they're coming for every home game because it's senior year. So.
Okay, very nice. Well, that is how we'll end up this podcast.
It's spooky season too.
It is spooky season.
It's spooky season. Everyone,
only
the viewers get to see this.
I have a little mini pumpkin that I brought back to the room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for me and my roommates.
Sick.
Well, because there was a amplified decorating event thing that we had in the Commons.
Oh, I have practice freezing my butt off.
And so we were, but it's going to be like 75 on Saturday.
I'm so hyped.
I'm so pumped for that.
But it sucks. Well, it doesn't suck because it's like.
No, it sucks. Just say it. It sucks. I hate this weather.
I was in a cutoff day for practice with my elbow sleeves on because the elbow sleeves actually like they're compression sleeves. They hold the heat in pretty well. And at first it sucked because I was freezing. And then everything either got numb or I was sweating. I was also sweating, so I was chilling. But yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be the same thing. Honestly, though, it was the worst part. Not only is the wind, yes, the wind sucks.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was snowing and sleeting in the middle of our practice did not it literally was sleeting and then it started snowing and then it started sleeting again and then it stopped and I was like. I was like, good things come to those who wait. And I was like, just preaching the Lord.
Preaching the Lord. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with this cold weather we've had yesterday and today if it wasn't for the wind. If there's no wind, it would be
That's
fine.
why in Louisiana I liked it because Louisiana it could get to 35 in Louisiana,
but it wasn't
windy.
Yeah, here it's just, the wind just
piercing
whips across
and
going like 15, 20 miles per hour. And it just, if you're walking into the wind, it just makes things miserable. Now, if you're walking against with the wind, it's not bad.
You're
but
walking into it, your lips are getting all dry.
Your lips are getting chapped. Your ears are getting cold.
Yeah.
Oh.
I need to steal one of these. I need to cut this wire on this headphone and just walk around with it. Dr. Perry sees me walking around. Where'd you get those?
I missed my advising meeting with him today. He's like, well, I guess you aren't graduating. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll be fine. I already have my grad app turned in, bud.
I need to do that.
Yeah, you should probably do that. All right, so that was how we're going to end up our episode. Owen's going to work on his grad app.
I will do that. Mom and Dad, don't worry.
Yep, so we'll see you guys next week. Next Saturday, as we always do this on Tuesdays. And
I'll see you next Tuesday, though.
I'll see you next Tuesday as well. Hopefully I see you sooner than next Tuesday.
You will, Donovan, don't you worry.
Yeah. That's how we'll end up this show. Once again, have a joyful weekend. Hopefully the weather is much better than what it is currently here, wherever you are. Peace out.
Peace.